with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing in the ring from Havana, Cuba, weighing 234 pounds, the eighth wonder of the world, the Cuban Assassin. And he is accompanied to the ring area by his partner, Jerry Morrow. His opponent, making his way to the ring area, hails from Shediac, New Brunswick, weighing 258 pounds. Here's Big Stephen Petitpas. And your referee for this match is Bernie Richard.
Well, this should be an interesting match. It's singles competition time now for the Cuban Assassin as he prepares to grapple with the likes of Big Stephen Petitpas.
Am I imagining things, Gary Maxwell? Big Stephen Petitpas has lost a few pounds.
Big Stephen Petitpas is in the best shape of his wrestling career. He's down about 10 or 15 pounds. He's been working out faithfully, religiously at Bedrock Gym in Moncton. And here he is ready to do battle with the Cuban Assassin. And I think it's only a matter of time before Big Stephen Petitpas has a championship belt back around his waist.
Did you say Bedrock Gym?
I did indeed.
Oh, my good friends own that place. I must go down and see them, you know, because I'm in such tremendous shape. They couldn't do nothing for me because I've got it all done and I'm all prepared for everything, you know. So
I'm surprised you have any friends.
Oh, I got a lot of good friends. But let's get back to Stephen Petitpas. You know, if there was ever a guy that amazed me in his size and his drop kicks and everything he does in the ring, but I always find out there's something puzzling me about Big Stephen Petitpas. He's never come up and won the big matches. Now, he's wrestling the Cuban Assassin. Now, if he goes on and beat the Cuban Assassin, then I could say to you, Gary Maxwell, he's beaten somebody, and maybe he should get a title shot. But right now, Stephen Petitpas hasn't changed my feelings about him in the last 2 years that I've been here. He's still big. He's still good. He knows everything about professional wrestling. But then again, Mr. Gary Maxwell, I am the Maritime's biggest liar.
Well, let me say this about that. Right away, I want my feelings known on this match that I am very concerned about the presence of one Jerry Morrow at ringside. Jerry Morrow is the Cuban Assassin's tag team partner. But this is a singles match, and Jerry Morrow, to my knowledge, does not possess a manager's license to enable him to sit at that ringside location. Now, he should be removed from the premises so that this match can continue.
Well, Mr. Maxwell, let's get back to one thing. They are partners. They travel together. They eat together.
No question. I'm not arguing that.
Okay,
you're not listening to what I'm saying.
Yeah,
this is singles competition, and as such, Cuban Assassin is using Jerry Morrow in a managerial capacity for which he does not possess proper accreditation.
Okay, Mr. Whalen.
You can't argue with that. Those are the rules. Those are the rules of World Grand Prix Wrestling, and whether you like them or don't like them is inconsequential.
Well, I don't like the rules and regulations. I think if you got a partner, you're a tag team, and your partner, you got, after all, they are the tag team champions, so they got to be together. Here's Jerry Morrow sitting in the corner with the Cuban flag. Nobody respects. Hey, I'd be hot too, but I'd sit there as long as I've got the right to sit there. And Jerry Morrow, Champagne Jerry Morrow, that great athlete, all I can tell you is good luck to him, and I hope nobody removes him, because I like looking at him.
Here's Cuban Assassin going up and over with that drop, and Petitpas, drop kick, and a headlock now on the Cuban Assassin. Big Stephen Petitpas dominating here in the early stages of this match. But back to my comments on Morrow, all I'm saying is that if he's going to act as a manager in singles competition, get the proper licensing. Here's Cuban Assassin. Off the rope, Petitpas decked, and I believe the Cuban Assassin reached into the Army fatigues and pulled something out of the pocket.
Mr. Maxwell, I don't know what match you are seeing, but hey...
Look, we can see it right there.
Just a minute.
It's right there on ATV television. The Cuban Assassin, zoom in on that.
I can't see nothing.
Look,
he's got a piece of tape wrapped around his hand.
It looks like some sort of object. We can't be quite sure. Here he is using it on the throat of Big Stephen Petitpas. Great work by our camera crew.
Well, the cameras are not working properly. They're picking up something that's happened in the audience.
Great
you
work.
know, and Maxwell, I don't know what match you're watching, but for goodness sake, put your glasses on so you can watch the match with me, because you're watching a different match. All I'm looking at is a Cuban assassin beating the heck out of Stephen Petitpas.
Well, I'm going to let the great fans of the Maritimes be the judge. There you see the object again. No question about it.
That's his fist, and he's got his fist taped. That's what it is.
No question about it. The Cuban assassin has some sort of object. I'm not going to argue with Bulldog Bob Brown. I'm going to let the fans decide for themselves whether they believe there's an object there or not, because it's the fans that really matter in this sport. Here's big Stephen Petitpas out on the cement floor. Jerry Morrow attacking from behind, using that Cuban flag.
From behind.
And Petitpas
tripped over the cameraman is all I saw.
Petitpas down on the floor, obviously shaken up. Here comes Jerry Morrow at the chair. Jerry Morrow attacking Petitpas with the chair. Honest to goodness, I don't know where this man gets his nerve. He shouldn't have been there in the first place. I stated it. Those were the reasons why I stated it. World Grand Prix Wrestling should launch an investigation immediately into Jerry Morrow's presence at ringside. As far as this match is concerned, he has no business being there, and that just proves it.
All I can see is Cuban assassin beating the heck out of Stephen Petitpas. I didn't see it, no interference. There's two guys in the ring, along with the third man in the ring, Bernie Richard, the worst referee in professional wrestling. I tell you, I just don't see how Stephen Petitpas can beat the Cuban assassin.
Once again, Cuban assassin going to the trunks for that object and using it on the small of the back on big Stephen Petitpas. Cuban giving the count, 1, 2, and Petitpas getting a foot out on the ropes.
There's your good old Canadian do-gooder putting his foot on the ropes. Yeah. He's a great athlete, isn't he?
Here's Cuban with a bear hug. He's got the bear hug in on Petitpas. Jerry Morrow watching the action. As I mentioned, he has no business being there. Petitpas trying to withstand the pressure of the bear hug from the Cuban assassin.
Well, it's all over. I can't see Petitpas coming out of this.
There's Petitpas. Off the ropes, clothesline. Petitpas sending the Cuban flying to the canvas. Here's Petitpas whipping Cuban off the ropes. Drop kick. Petitpas catching the Cuban square in the face. Petitpas once again. Here's Cuban. And down he goes again. Here's a pin. 1, 2. Morrow in to interfere.
I like this. I like what I see now. Here comes Stephen Casey. He's got no business being in the ring. I tell you, this match got out of hand because of Bernie Richard. Let me tell you something about that Casey. He's nothing but a cheap crook and a cheap shot that he took at the Cuban Commandos.
Here's Cuban assassin getting worked over. Jerry Morrow had no business being in there, and Jerry Morrow is paying dearly now for his misdeeds.
Here's 2-on-1 again.
Here comes Steve Casey off the ropes. Look at this.
Wow, isn't that nice now? Hey, listen, two guys.
Steve Casey and Stephen Petitpas, clean house. And Petitpas gets the match by virtue of disqualification.
Well, let's get something quick short here. They disqualified the Cuban Commandos. But what about Stephen Casey? Stephen Casey now gets away with the whole charade. He comes in the ring, he hits the guys with drop kicks, he clotheslines them from the top rope, and nothing is even said. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the reason why I'm back. I'm back to clean house, and we'll be right back after this important message I'm discussing. Jerry Maxwell.